You ever have one of those moments where your stomach just drops, like your whole world shifts in a single breath? That's exactly what happened when I pulled up to my property in Norbridge, North Carolina, after almost a decade away, and found nothing but dirt noise and the cold steel skeleton of a warehouse going up where my family home used to be. I stood there with my mouth half open, staring like a ghost at what was once ours. The front porch that my granddad built with his own hands, gone. The creaky floorboards I used to race toy cars across flattened. In their place, construction crews, two excavators, and a massive hole in the ground, like someone had scooped out a chunk of my life. "Hey, can I help you?" one of the workers called out, wiping sweat from his brow. "Yeah," I said, trying to keep my voice steady. "What is this?" He shrugged. "Warehouse and offices. Site went up a few months back." I blinked. "This is my land." He looked me up and down, clearly not taking me seriously. "Not according to the site plans, man." That was the first punch to the gut. The second came when I checked the county GIS website right there on my phone and saw clear as day that my name was no longer on the deed. Someone else was listed as the legal owner of my property, and I had no idea how, when, or why that happened. Let me rewind for a second. My family owned that plot for over 100 years. Used to be farmland tucked right along the edge of town. I moved out to Michigan years ago, but I kept up with the taxes. I even had a little auto pay set up through the county. Never once missed a year. That land was like a quiet promise, a future backup plan. The old house had sat empty for a bit. No renters lately, but I figured it was safe. Out of sight, out of mind, right, wrong. I got back to my rental that night, still in shock, and started digging through everything. Emails, tax records, even old mail I never threw out. And that's when I noticed something odd. The property taxes I'd been paying, they'd been applied to a different parcel entirely. One owned by my late uncle who passed away a few months ago. His name was John. Mine's Michael John. You can probably see where this is going. Turns out, some genius at the tax office confused the two of us. Because of that screw-up, my actual parcel showed up as delinquent. And since no one was living at the address, the delinquency notice went to my uncle's old address, an empty mailbox, and I never knew. The county foreclosed on my land, quietly. No phone call, no email, no certified letter. Just one bad database entry, and boom, the land went to auction. It gets worse. The developer who bought the land, they didn't even blink. Got it for a steal, apparently. Never thought to check who lived there or what the story was. They were just expanding their warehouse distribution hub, and my little slice of family history happened to be in the way. I lawyered up. Fast. My attorney, Sarah, took one look at the paper trail and said, "You've got a hell of a case, but it's going to be ugly." She wasn't wrong. We started piecing it all together. Misapplied payments, name, confusion, county. negligence. It was like watching a train wreck in reverse. She told me to stay out of contact with the company and let her handle the communication. That was hard. I wanted to march down there, slam down every document I had, and demand they stop digging holes in my history. But I played it smart. Printed everything, took photos, posted no trespassing signs around the site, and we filed a formal complaint for illegal demolition and unlawful possession. That got their attention. The construction halted, briefly. Then it started again. Then it stopped. Apparently, their legal team realized this wasn't going to be a clean, cut and dry situation. Sarah told me they were sniffing around the possibility of a lawsuit lasting years, bad PR construction delays, and the risk of losing it all in court. So, they made an offer. Now, this is where some people might get mad at me. I could have fought. I could have taken it all the way to trial, dragged every county employee into depositions, maybe even gotten the land back. But I didn't. I was tired. I was bitter. And I knew how these things went long, expensive draining. So when they offered a generous settlement in exchange for me dropping any claim to the land, I took it. Was it justice? Maybe not in the poetic sense, but I got compensated fairly and quickly. And that land, well, it was already gone the moment the bulldozers rolled in. You know what stuck with me, though? It's how fragile ownership is. One mistake, one lazy employee at a desk who doesn't double-check a name, and suddenly a century of family history disappears like it was never there. That home was built by my great-grandfather. It outlasted 2 wars, hurricanes, and a recession. But it couldn't survive paperwork. If you've got property, especially inherited land, check on it. Visit it. Confirm the title. Make sure the taxes are tied to the right plot. Because in this system, if you're not present, you might as well not exist. And I get it. People make mistakes. But when those mistakes bulldoze your home and build a warehouse in its place, someone's got to answer for it. So now I live with this weird mix of gratitude and grief. Grateful I caught it in time to be made whole. Grieving that what I lost can't be rebuilt. Not the house, not the history, not the memories in those walls. What would you have done in my shoes? Would you have fought to the bitter end for the land, or taken the money and walked like I did? Let me know in the comments. And if you've got a story where the system failed, you share it. Because this isn't just about property. It's about who we are when no one's watching. Thanks for listening.